Venezuela's National Electoral Council, CNE, an election authority widely regarded as controlled by Maduro's government, declared Nicolas Maduro the winner of the July 28, 2024 presidential election with about 51% of the vote, compared to about 44% for opposition candidate Edmundo González Urrutia. The CNE reported voter turnout around 59%. The opposition rejected the official outcome, claiming that its own tally of polling station-level documents, often referred to as actas, showed Edmundo González Urrutia had actually won by a large margin. In some analyses, more than 60% of the vote in opposition tallies. These claims were backed by independent statisticians and observer groups who analyzed copies of tallies in exit. Several countries and institutions, including the United States, the European Union, and others, refused to recognize Maduro's proclaimed victory without seeing the detailed results and raised serious doubts about the integrity of the process. Some countries' parliaments even passed resolutions recognizing González as the legitimate winner. Then, in the early hours of January 3, 2026, the United States launched a military operation in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, called Operation Absolute Resolve. U.S. forces conducted strikes on military installations and then captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores. After being seized by U.S. forces, Maduro and Flores were transported to the United States, specifically New York, to face federal charges. President Donald Trump publicly announced the operation and described it as part of a law enforcement action tied to long-standing U.S. criminal charges against Maduro, including narcotics and narcoterrorism allegations. Maduro and his wife were arraigned in a U.S. federal court in Manhattan, where they pleaded not guilty to the charges. Maduro has insisted he is the legitimate president of Venezuela and described his capture as an illegal abduction. The Venezuelan government and many international observers condemned the operation as a violation of Venezuelan sovereignty and international law. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez was sworn in as acting president under Venezuela's constitutional provisions following Maduro's capture. The U.S. government has framed the action as necessary to stop drug trafficking and enforce U.S. indictments, while critics argue it sets a dangerous precedent for international relations. The judge has ordered him to remain detained, and the next hearing was scheduled for March 17, 2026.